But yeah, going back to dedication and Burna Boy, like what you're saying, yeah.
That's what I said. Like, if I know him, that means it's huge because I don't really listen to music.
Yeah.
I mean, of course I listen to music, but it's like when I hear I like something, it means this guy is really good.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm the judge and jury of music, by the
Yeah.
way, because I'd hardly listen to it, and
Yeah.
I'm more focused on my martial arts and things like that.
Yeah.
I'm always doing that. I'm more focused on that, so I won't know about something. Hey, this guy's okay.
Proper.
So I tell people, age comes. It's not at 20. You must have done university or be in university by then.
Yeah.
It's not that at 30 you must be a doctor. It's not that at 35 you must own your house or whatever. There's this something. Of course, there's a sort of formula to follow.
Yeah.
But you can be broke all your life like Samuel L. Jackson. Was in his 50s or so he started making money.
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman.
Michael, to be fair, I think another thing I realized as well, which once again, I get it, but at the same time, it shouldn't be like that. Where it's like, like back in the days, obviously we know like, we never had all of these things in our faces, people seeing things, and it's like, even for me, like sometimes I catch myself again, I'm a very honest person, I still got things that, things that I want to get, and sometimes I just, mentally I feel, and sometimes you just see things and you're like, because there's a lot of things going on, and it's like, you want to get it now, where it's like, back in the days, like we said, we never used to see a lot of these things at the same time, and you can appreciate that, you know what, you need to put in the work. But sometimes you see somebody who's been putting in work for like 15 years, and now they're reaping the rewards of their hard work.
And that's the thing.
But it's like, for us, it's like, for some people, just like, you just think, oh, I want to get that now. But it's like, that's the catch-22 as well. Because there's so much, even people like, like gaming, whatever, YouTubers, people's YouTube channels taking off, like, but then when you go, you actually realize when you go, because like on YouTube channels, you can see when somebody joined the channel. You see people have had YouTube channels for years and years and years. So it's like, it's like partly, not to blame, but partly because we're in a day and age where there's a lot of, you're getting things thrown at you in many, many different angles, many different apps.
This is where you get it now.
Yeah.
When I was younger, so I grew up in Nigeria, you want to watch say for example, want to watch a movie.
Yeah.
I'll go to the video club with my dad, my brother, when I was old enough by myself.
Yes.
You get the video, you come back, you put it in. You have maybe 2 or 3 videos. You can't even take, remember Blockbusters back in the days?
Blockbusters.
You can take a certain amount, right?
Yeah.
Now,
you can only take, back in the days in Blockbusters, at a time, you can only take up to like 3 or 4 literal movies. You couldn't take any more than that.
Like that.
Yeah.
And this is what happens when you get back, you put it in. You have a set amount of time to watch that film.
And you take them back.
The other one was,
I
never used to watch Easter, but what happened? People that could watch in the week, wait for the Saturday, when they show all the stuff in one go.
Yes.
And they will sit down and watch it. You can't press pause, can't press rewind, and everything. So people had a sense of patience that you've got to wait to do something. Whereas now, right now, we can decide right now, what do you want to watch? I bring on my phone, I bring on the phone, you got whatever you want to watch. Yeah. You can even press pause and say, let's go out for a drink, come back, watch it. Back then, there's no pause. On the video, yes, but on TV, no pause.
If you missed that program back in the days,
so it's
like
no
catch up.
Everything you get now, and what happens is there's more opportunities to making money for someone that's maybe, I won't say less qualified. It seems that way, but those that make it are actually qualified because in that field. So someone might like say like an older person, like all these young person just review stuff, toys on YouTube,
and they get paid for it.
But like I said, look at the work that the whole family has done. Not just the man that you hear his brother is involved, his sister, maybe the parents, maybe if it's a man, maybe his son is involved. So when you look at the bigger picture, you start to realize this is a whole company running. So it might seem easier, but there's more opportunity. Whereas in the old days, we were limited. You had
very limited indeed.
You had to do engineering, be a doctor, a bank accountant, then admin. So these are the jobs that you were doing. Then the call centers came out. Call centers job for everybody.
Yeah, everybody wanted to be
deliveries now. Get yourself a license. You're delivering all the time with Amazon and everything. These are now delivering on Uber. But then also social media in the modern day world of technology aimed at you being able to sit down here, record a song, put it out there, and if someone likes it, they'll be rocking your song.
Literally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I said, don't even know if it's just 10 people. Don't even know those 10 people. So from there it comes at an age where you can do everything now. Like I said, when I was in competition, I still have a camcorder at home, somewhere under my bed, if it's still there.
Yeah.
Where I had these old little small cassettes.
It'd be good to see some of the, that old school footage.
That's what I mean.
To see how far you've come as well.
And that's what we used to use. Whereas now, everyone has their phone. play it like that. So it's a difference of everyone wants things now. So we get everything now. So our brain thinks we get it now. If I want a movie, I can watch it now. I want any song, I can listen to it now.
Yes.
Whereas before, it was different. So now when you want success, some people want it now. Because that's how you're taught now. These kids, they have iPhones, they're playing they have an iPad or their own version of the iPads at the age of 3 or 4. Whereas when I was younger, to have something like that, you had to be a real gift.
A proper real gift.
Yeah, or you either had to be really rich. Like the kids, rich kids would have that. Whereas now, everyone has it.
Yeah.
Everyone has a phone. Before 1996, or 1996, when I first came to England, not everyone had a phone.
Yeah. And
it was almost like a hierarchy of people that had the phones. Then everyone started getting them. Now everyone has an iPhone.
I remember the stages, and it's just like,
exactly. So
yeah, man.
It's like, so when it comes to fame, you have almost everything a rich person has. You have internet that makes you connect with the world. Doesn't matter where in the world you are.
You got a good phone.
Exactly. So you might not have the same amount of money or things like that.
Yeah. But the basics of like certain rich people or certain popular people, we all got.
So when it comes to making money, you do the same thing. You have to. Sometimes you're lucky. Sometimes luck can help people.
Yeah, sometimes there's a bit of luck.
There's a bit of luck. You're somewhere in the right place at the right time. The right person hears your stuff, or the right person sees you, and then you can fly from there. And sometimes you just have to keep on going. And eventually,
very true.
You get it. Look at what's her name, Jessica Ennis Hill. Jessica. She used to do, was it 800 meters and 1,500 meters or something.
Yeah.
Or whether it was longer race. I forgot.
Jessica Ennis, yeah.
Yeah. It's not Jessica Ennis. What's her name? Before her. Dame Kelly Holmes. That's what I'm thinking of.
Kelly.
Jessica used to do the heptathlon.
Yeah.
So Kelly Holmes, right? Kelly Holmes. I remember watching her when I was young, coming fourth, coming third, always, never winning. Like she was good.
Yeah.
She kept on going. So her gold medal that she finally won those medals, got gold. It was years of coming second and third and fourth. She kept on going against, and eventually her game plan was correct. Her training was correct. She trained with better people.
That's what I said about even the foundation too. Yeah. Or there's a lot of things that need to be in place before you can get to that place. And like we said, certain people these days, they just want things now. And it's like, yeah, you have to stay. That's why even I wanted to speak to you about before even we close off this interview, that's why I wanted to speak to you about dedication, man, because I feel like, like I said for me as well myself, I feel like I'm quite dedicated, but sometimes again I get a little bit distracted, and I feel like how come this is not happening as it should be, or as fast as it should be. But the key word is dedication and continuing to build the foundation and going and then
don't ignore the positive things.
Yeah.
Sometimes people ignore everything that's positive. They ignore it. I've seen it with my students in the past, and don't worry about that. So for example, if you are training and doing 10 push-ups, but you're not really reaching your goal of 50, you weren't doing any before. So you're still doing 10. It's more than before.
Yes.
And just keep on improving. Just like that person that wants to make the minutes, you have to get to 50. It's going to take you a while. It might take you some people quicker because of who knows why.
Yes.
If you're 60 years old and want to suddenly do a marathon, you might not make the marathon first time. Maybe you have to stop, but when you're training,
you have to start walking and then working on your legs, your fitness, your knees.
And I think sometimes people, like some of my friends, when I cycle,
would you like another drink? Sorry, would you like another drink of water?
This is cool.
Cool.
They like I say, ignore the positive things.
Yeah.
So you can go and do a class, rent the hall, anything, a class, a party, an events day. You rent the hall, your own money, everything. And say you lose £100. Okay, you do it again. Then you lose £150. Okay, it's not too good. You do it again. After a year of doing it, the following year, you're now breaking even. Okay, you're breaking even, or you maybe lose £10 instead of £100 less money.
Yeah.
Then you're making £10. You're not making anything to pay your rent or things like that. But now it's sort of balancing out. The following year, you start to make £50. After 5 years, you're only now making £100 after every month you do this event. See, this is not making me do anything, but now you haven't seen that when you started.
You're gonna make it.
You're making a loss.
If anything, you was losing. Yeah, yes. Exactly.
So now you can't pay your rent, but as long as this is your foundation, what you like, and this is what your goal is, still make sure you get more money from elsewhere. Like
of course, to keep you going.
In 10 years' time, this could be paying a lot more, £1,000 a month instead of £100. So yes, it's still not making you a millionaire, but don't ignore that £100 you're making, or that £10 you made. So once you start making a bit, it's a profit. A profit is anything from 1% to 100%.
Yeah, it's
so
true.
You want more.
A profit is a profit at the end of the day. Even if you're making, to keep it real, even if you're making £1 or whatever, and a profit, like you said, as long as if you start to see like you're starting to make a profit rather than losing, then you could always slowly you have to stay optimistic to know, you know what, this pound in a good month, this pound can go from £1 to £5, and like you said, in a good few years, this £100 could go from £100 to that 1,000.
I'll tell you
slowly keep on building.
Thing.
Yes.
Before I finish, in 2010, I left Gymbox. I was in there for like 6 months under a year, maybe 8 months, whatever.
Yes.
And I said, look, I wasn't making enough money. When I finished there, it's just enough for me to live. So I decided to leave. I approached a gym it was Gainsborough Studios. There's a gym there. There's now another one there. I said, look, I don't have money to rent a hall. Well, how about you let me do these classes? I guarantee people will come. We split the money in half.
Yeah.
So it was they made their gym members pay for the class. Where most gyms you just don't pay.
You just don't pay.
You're members, so you just go to the classes. We never had any classes, but they said no, people have to pay. That's okay. So that class in 2010, I'll make £2.50. Whatever happened, the deal I have with them, I'll never make a loss. So I think we're charging £5 to non-members, £5 to members, £10 to non-members. We split the bill in half. They take half, I take half. So what will happen is we will get 2 people, 2 members. That's £10. I'll get £5. And there were many classes. So some people will come with 1 person, £5. That's £2.50 each. That's how it was for close. The class was getting bigger, but I can't say I ever made more than £10 a class. Each class I did. But then, that's 2010, 2011. The gym closed down. Every single person, apart from 2 people who have travelled, and there's one other guy who I've not heard from, they all train one-to-one with me now. On and off, on and off. They will phone me and say, look, I've got 6 months, I can train this time. Are you free?
Yeah.
Train. So I now charge them the personal training rates.
Yeah.
So all that I did then, many people told me, and Michael is not good, £2.50, not making, why even go in there? Just cancel. I'll say, no, I must go. I'll go, I'll deliver, and those guys all train with my online classes, they come to them, that I do now.
Look at that.
One. So if I cut that class,
you wouldn't have those people now.
Someone can argue and say, well, if you cut the class, we'd make something elsewhere.
Yes.
But the truth is, I'm making it enough now. I'm not rich, but I'm actually quite okay.
Yeah.
And thanks to those people. So when I was just making £2.50, £5, £2.50, £5, now I'm making it a bit more. So it's good.
And it's like, even with just like I think everybody's got different coping mechanisms. People have different things happening within their lives, and that's why I think sometimes I've got a little bit more cautious and a little bit more wary in regards to just randomly telling people, no, keep going. So that's why even sometimes I love having these conversations, just break it down in regards to how people can keep on going and why people, and even one of the last questions, the last things I wanted to say before we literally go was like, for anyone who, wherever they are, either in football, wherever, doing whatever they're doing, and for anyone who's going to be watching this and they are on the verge of quitting whatever those, their business and whatever, like, what advice would you have for them before we go? Literally, like, any encouraging words, or for anyone who's on the verge of giving up on anything they're doing, like, what kind of...
If it's what you love, find a way of making it work. That's if you genuinely love what you're doing.
Yeah.
And don't think of the money, think of the progress. I understand money has to come in for different reasons. So if you're, like the typical one I have with young people around me, it's always been a footballer or a musician, one or two. Yeah. I always tell them, you can still make sure you get that album out. Finish the song. There are many musicians, artists that don't have one song. I know them personally. When I say they're not out yet, but they don't have a song. But they'll be there rapping all day and saying this and to their friends talking. How do you not have a song? Just one song. You haven't written it yet. So that's the point myself is, if you are genuinely what you love, make sure you do it. And then, so there's no harm in doing something part-time. Sometimes you have to, like many trainers have to get a second job.
It's true.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Because if you don't have enough clients, why are you being active for, no, I'm going to stay you get the second job if you can, and that keeps that business still alive.
Yes.
If it's what you love. If you don't love it, you quit it straight away. Move on.
Yeah.
If you do, I'll say you must find a way, unless it's physically impossible. You must find a way of still doing something. So it's just like university, part-time university.
Mm-hmm.
You want to study, but you have some people might have kids, some people might have issues at home or whatever, don't have the money or whatever. You can study for 5-10 years, but you still get the degree at the end of the day.
It's true. Yeah.
You know, a lot of people are doing that now more than going to actual university.
Yeah.
It's getting the numbers rising from what I can see.
Mm-hmm.
So
even for me, by the way, I'm thinking of doing that because
exactly.
years ago I was one of those people who was quite skeptical. I dropped out even with education in general. When I finished secondary school, I dropped out of secondary school. I tried obviously the sixth form.
Yeah.
Like I tried going on the same secondary school that I went to after. When I left in year 11, I tried sixth form, college, but it wasn't for me. But the older I get, it just as people, like I just like to say, all of us, I believe, we're spiritual beings, and there's just certain things that eat away at your soul if you never really gave it a go properly,
Exactly.
or if you never really if you never really gave them a go properly. And I'll be honest with you, music is one of those things that like I just got this thing inside me. It's like an unfinished bit, like it's you didn't really get to complete it, or you didn't really give it. Yeah, it's like unfinished business with music and education. The older I'm getting,
it calls
like,
you.
yeah, it's like I need, and every time every time I go past Cornell College up the road, literally, I say Michael. So it's like I know for a fact I'm going to give it a go to just like get at least to know like I gave it a go, and it's, who knows where it could get.
You say there's no harm.
Yes.
In as long as you give it a go.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yes.
And you might not reach your full goal.
Yeah.
But you can still complete it. And what I say to people is,
yeah.
Have you heard of this guy called Frankie Fredericks?
Yeah.
The 200 meter, 100 meter runner.
Yeah.
Frankie Fredericks never got a gold medal in the Olympics. And he knew, this is how life is. He knew at the time he had Michael Johnson 200 meters.
Good runner, man.
Yeah. He had to break the world record. He had to run the fastest ever run to beat those guys.
Can you imagine?
And what did he do? 1996 Olympics. He broke the world record in 100 meters. But in the same race, Donovan Brady broke the world record in 100 meters. I was fast ever, came first, he came second.
Yeah.
The other guy, Michael Johnson, obviously was faster than everyone at the time. He knew to beat this guy, I've got to run the best I've ever done. And he did. Mm-hmm. He broke the world record at the time. But in the same race.
That each of them breaking different records.
But many people forget it, whatever. But he has one of the fastest times ever in the world. Mm. The day he broke some of those books, they never got given to him. So everything was to him as the second. Yeah, but he's one of the best Olympians ever.
Yeah, that's actually
mad. But people remember him. Many people say, "Oh, it's like Michael Johnson just blew him away." Mm. So he's still successful, though. Mm-hmm. He's very successful. So I always say to people: if you have a calling, it will always call you. Mm. And there's nothing worse in this life than not finishing that calling.
100%.
I think you have to finish it. Doesn't mean that you, it's like yourself with music. Mm. You go back and finish whatever you have to do. Yeah. It doesn't mean that you'll be. Who got to think like you won't be like Beyonce or whatever? Yeah. It might be even better. Who knows? But,
just go back and just making the music that comes from your soul. Because even for me, like because when I tried to make music a good few years ago, I was basically like experimenting with different, so rapping and singing in my own sound. I was trying to basically like work on my own sound, and till now, like I said, till now it's like in my head. Even like you said, I get a voice in my head that says, "You're not trying to make music to be famous or to be big as this person and this person. Just making music for you, and whatever lyrics or whatever how you're gonna sing, it just needs to come out. You just need to record it. Literally, that's what gets in my head.
That's what I say to people:
record it.
Do your album. Have your album there. Have your many songs you have. Your own songs, have them.
Yeah, and for real, man.
Because remember what I said about, say one day something happens. Mm. You just need someone to open up a show. Mm. You have a friend. You have friends that are on stage. Like, you know what? Mm. Shafiq has a song. You just need one song, Shafiq. Yeah. And imagine you're there and they know you're into music, but you don't even have a song.
That's actually crazy. Yeah.
And you're like, because you don't know who you know that will need you. Because people phone me up and say, Michael, I need you to do something. And I'm like, yes or no, or if I can do it. Yeah. But I can deliver. If a trainer stops tomorrow, for some reason doesn't stop tomorrow in the morning, someone can call and say, I need to just cover a class. And I'll do it, yes or no. Mm-hmm. So I say to everyone, that's why you never, that calling, you do it. Doesn't mean you're the best, but you've done what you want.
But you have to push on and still pursue it and still, You
can say, I always say, because when I was younger, I said, what was it, Ice-T said it best when he said, a lot of guys will criticize him when they don't have an album, man. He said they're on covers of people they're featuring.
Yeah, the feature.
Yeah, they're featuring. He said he sold out an arena.
Yeah.
You know, so he doesn't care what that guy says.
It's
not
true.
what you want.
Yeah.
What he said is, if I remember correctly, is when you have your album.
Yeah.
He didn't say you have to be successful. He said when you have your album, you and me can talk. You see, because then you've made an album.
Yeah, then you made an album. Yeah.
It just so happens mine is rocking more than yours for whatever reason. But you know what it takes to complete that album. And so you and I have something to come away. If you've never made an album.
Don't try to come around here with your singles and just your features and you just
going all over the place. 10 seconds of a line or a song that was a hit. Okay, you made it a hit. Maybe 20 seconds, whatever.
Yeah.
But you can't do the song.
Yeah.
So that's especially you're like a Solskjaer. Come on as a super sub.
Oh my god.
It's still good, but
it's still good, but it's only good for he makes an impact when he comes on as a sub rather than as a starter.
In Solskjaer's case, that's a bad example because he's a good guy and he works well.
But it is what it is. You know, like what he said. Sometimes in reality in life, sometimes certain things just is what it is, and I think he's. To be fair, even for me, I'm a Manchester United supporter, by the way. I'm a Man United fan. So even for me, that when I was younger, like most of my best moments, even before I got most of my best moments of Solskjaer was when he came off the bench and he saved us and he done whatever's got to do. Look at the Champions League. Look at the treble season.
Yeah. He was this babyface looking guy.
Yeah.
But I'm not a
United
fan, but I liked him.
Yeah.
Everyone likes him.
Yeah, man.
He was a decent, good footballer who will come on and score. And that's the thing is, his part you can use him for is he was ready. When he was called upon, he delivered.
Yes.
Not like some guys that will come off the bench.
And they need like a little 5 minutes, 10 minutes to warm to get going. No. This is
put them back on the bench and even put them in the second team. And before you know, you've been known for it. But Solskjaer today, he was super sub Solskjaer.
He was ready, man. Honestly, Michael, like we have another conversation, man. Hopefully soon, man.
Yes.
We have another conversation, more conversation, man. But for the first one, thank you so much, man. This has been a good one. Thank you so much, my guy. I'm sure once again, giving the people, what they ask for, what they deserve, these good conversations, like I say, with people that I find interesting in my own reality. And you're definitely one of them. And Michael, oh my God, man, we could have been here for even another hour, man, because there's even other things that now is coming up in my head. But, hopefully soon, because even I wanted to speak to you about, obviously, even during the conversation, you said you're from Nigeria, and I wanted to speak about family and certain things like that. But next time, man.
Next time is time again.
On Reality Team TV, we keep on building up on, certain conversations and giving people even more conversations, different topics and whatnot. And yes, Michael, thank you so much. And yeah, I have to say, this one has been another open, insightful, and a very educational conversation when it comes to, personal trainings, martial arts, and a lot of other things. And I'm sure you guys are going to really just sit down, get your popcorns out, sit down and really take this interview in. And yeah, man. And if you guys got any questions for Michael, I'm going to obviously put, his Instagram account and obviously his information. And yeah, you guys can hit him up if you want to, ask him about getting trained or ask him about certain things about martial arts. He's your guy, man. Michael?
Yes.
Over and out, man. Thank you so much. And hopefully you're going to be back onto this red chair very, very soon, my guy. Yeah? Peace and love, Michael, yeah? Peace and love for your time. Each and every time. I really appreciate you. Thank you, bro.